Guys, welcome to my channel. Okay, so I'm so sorry it's been so long since I've updated you as to what's going on with me and the Pacific Crest Trail and where I got off the trail, when I got off and why and all that good stuff. I'll let you know what happened and then quick let you know what's coming up in the future for my hiking and my videos. So let's get started with that. So you guys saw me in my last video. I was traveling up to Washington to go meet my first grandbaby for the very first time. He was just born as I was traveling to Chester, California to get back on the PCT in Northern California. And he was born a few weeks early. And so, yeah, the whole time I was hiking in NorCal, I was thinking about family and wanting to go up there and be with them and support them and start bonding with the baby. So when I got to Dunsmuir, I made the decision to go up to Washington to visit family. And I was able to get a ride with an amazing trail angel, Chris, who drove me all the way to Washington, where I met up with my son, who transported me the rest of the way to their home in Ocean Park on the peninsula of the Washington coast. So I spent about 3 weeks up there, had a great time visiting with family, bonding with the baby, and Sue and Jeff, who are Katie's parents, they set me up in their home, which was absolutely beautiful. Lauren and I are taking care of the horses.
Hey, don't let your fence is turned off. That's Willow.
Wow.
Duke, come you big turd.
And so they spoiled me and took good care of me. And then also while I was there, my son Lauren showed me around the Washington coast area where he likes to hike and some of the places he likes to go and explore. We are at Cape Disappointment still. We're gonna go take a look at Waikiki Beach. Not in Hawaii. Lauren trying to get a good picture of the bald eagle. So it was a great trip up there. I spent about 3 weeks, and then while I was in Washington, there was a lot of things happening at home that I hadn't been telling you guys about because, it's personal stuff and I didn't know how it was all going to play out anyway, so there was no reason to even bring it up. Yeah, when I was in Washington and had really more time to reflect on it and talk to my husband more about things, I made the decision that, I need to go home and help him out with things. There was just so much on his plate that he was stressing out and taking care of everything himself so I could be out there hiking. And then, all our conversations were starting to get a little stressed, I guess, and awkward because here I am bragging about my hike and having a great time while I'm out there and letting him know what's happening with me there. And then he's basically just, well, I'm having to take care of this and do this. And he's taking care of his job, which already takes a lot out of him mentally and time-wise, and he's already traveling with that, but he's also the power of attorney for his elderly mother, who's been having a lot of issues over the summer, spring and summertime, and he's been having to help her get her life set up in her living facility, and he's been traveling to Ohio and taking care of her and doctor's appointments and taking care of like her food, her bills, her everything. Yeah, so he's been responsible for so much while I'm out there having a good time on the trail. And then we get the house, you know, we've got the house responsibilities and other things going on here. I knew that there was probably a good chance I was probably gonna have to cut my trip short at some point. I just didn't know how it was gonna play out. So I just kind of didn't say anything about it. But while I was in Washington, I had time to really reflect on everything and talk to my husband. And I knew in my heart of hearts that me continuing on, I wasn't going to really enjoy it, because I knew that he wanted me to be there, you know, and help out. And I knew I wanted to be home and helping out as well. So it just didn't seem right. So I made the decision to, I had already made arrangements to go back down to Medford, Oregon, where I was going to meet up with Grey Goose, and I don't know if you remember her from 2022, but we were going to hike some of Oregon together, if not all of that. But she was hiking with her husband in Oregon anyway, with or without me. But I thought it would be a great opportunity to get to hike with some people that I know, and I was really looking forward to that and had already made arrangements to go down there. So I thought, you know what, let's just hike maybe a couple weeks more, and then I'll make the decision where I'm going to get off the trail and go back to San Antonio. So my husband was on board with that, but I probably should have just left the trail after Washington, because mentally I was just kind of already checked out of it after all that. Because I knew I was going to have to leave, and I felt like I should be at home and not hiking anymore and spending more money, and you know, we could be using that money towards other things we need. I traveled down to Medford, and I stayed at Callahan's Lodge. I got back on the PCT the very next morning, and I hiked about 10 miles into thick smoke. So there was a couple big fires that were burning up ahead on the trail in Central Oregon, and all that smoke was just settled into the valley where I was hiking, and that was kind of a consistent thing at that point. And I didn't even think about that and how that was going to affect me as well. And so I just already was not happy about, you know, going back out in the PCT, already knowing I should be going home. But then the smoke factored into everything, and I didn't know what was going to happen up ahead on the trail, if I was going to have to get off because of fire closures or what was going to happen. And I just decided, you know what, I'm close to transportation. I don't know if I'm gonna even enjoy this at this point. So I just decided to turn around. And yeah, I got an Uber ride to the airport directly from there, and got a flight that afternoon and headed back to San Antonio. So it was really quick that I decided to, you know what, this is where I need to be. I need to be at home, and the PCT is always gonna be there. I already have plans to go back out. It's not, you know, I look at this as it's not a one and done for me. It's just something I'm probably gonna have to finish in section hikes from here. I finished about 840 miles of the trail this year, and although I fell really short of my 2,650 miles, I still feel really a sense of accomplishment that I made it that far this year. Physically, I felt really great. I felt like I could have kept going, but it just wasn't in the cards for me to finish this year, and that's okay. I'm just gonna have to, I guess after 4 attempts or 4 seasons trying to do the entire PCT, realize that it probably makes more sense for me to try to finish it in section hikes. And I can probably even do it in maybe even a season or 2 seasons, but that remains to be seen in the future. But I'm already making plans for 2024. I'm considering southbound on the PCT also, because that would take me through Washington, Oregon straight away. At least I can get those states done and then finish up California. So yeah, I've got a lot of stuff still coming up with my hiking, and I want to work on also making my videos more fun to watch and more maybe of storytelling, cinematic. I love that sort of thing. I like the editing part of it. So future videos are definitely going to be after the fact. So after my hikes is when I'm going to put them together, so that I have more time to put into editing and making them better quality. But also, you know, then I know I finished the hike also, and I feel better about putting my videos out to you guys. I still think I accomplished a lot and I learned so much in those 4 seasons that I've been out there. It's over 1,800 miles that I've done total of the PCT, and some of those sections, you know, over again, but still 1,800 miles of experience on the Pacific Crest Trail. I feel like I know myself a lot better, and I feel like going into future hikes, I definitely can plan things better for myself and hopefully give myself a better chance of being successful. But that also means, you know, paying attention to what's going on at home as well, and making sure that everything is sorted before I go out there. Because if things aren't going well here, I'm not going to enjoy myself out there. So there has to be that balance. I still have a lot of content coming up. I have some trips planned for possibly this late fall and winter. I want to take at least one long road trip, but possibly a couple mini hiking trips as well this fall and winter, and then also figure out what my plans are for the spring, summer of 2024. So I will keep you guys posted on everything that's going on with that. So in closing, I just want to say thank you so much to all the people who've supported me and encouraged me along the way, all your kind comments, to the Trail Angels and people who sent donations. Your kindness just means so much to me, and I really appreciate it. I can't wait to plan my next video and share with you guys, so stick around and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.